All right, guys, welcome back. In case you guys are just joining us, I am Gina. I'm the Partner Success Manager here at Rev Genius, and I'm so happy to introduce Shanchan, co founder and sales head of Meet Record. He's going to be taking us through the product now, and I encourage you all to please ask your questions. We do have people live in the chat that'll be able to answer them for you. If not, if there's a lot of questions that come through and we can't, they will all receive a copy of it and we'll be answering after. So make sure you drop those questions. But now over to you, Sanchin.
Thanks, Gina. Thank you so much for introduction. Thanks, Red Genius team, for setting this up. It's been a great opportunity to present Meet Record. So, hello everyone. I'm Sachin. I'm one of the co-founders of Meet Record. We at Meet Record help revenue teams to get insights from the meetings that they do on Zoom, Teams, Google Meet, or even their cold calls that they do through any cloud telephony dialers. So essentially, what we do is we help sales teams or any customer facing team for that matter to identify gaps in their sales process, identify things that they're doing right, things that they could be doing better in terms of say their calls or meetings, and generally helping them kind of close deals faster, onboard teams faster in terms of helping them start selling or doing their job better. So what we'll do today is basically we'll cover a couple of aspects of what we do at Meet Record. One is, of course, the coaching aspect, which sales managers find really interesting in terms of how it helps them coach their teams better. And we'll also, time permits, we'll also cover some of the bits of how exactly how that coaching kind of implies to helping sales teams close deals faster. So let me share my screen and quickly take you through this, what exactly we do at Meet Record. So I'm sharing my screen. There you go. So you should be able to see my screen any moment now. So essentially, what we do is we connect with your calendar and start kind of joining your meetings on any of the platforms like Teams, Zoom, or Meet. And then we record those meetings and get insights from those meetings for you, which would essentially look something like this: a summary of that meeting, which will help you to understand what exactly happened in the meeting. What are the sales guys doing? What are they kind of talking about? What are the pain points they're talking about? And all of this would culminate into a coaching scorecard as well. So essentially, what would happen is every meeting would have insights, which would look something like this, which would be, of course, the summary, the next steps in terms of what is the next step the sales reps need to take action on, what are the key words that they are kind of coming up with, what are the stats like in terms of how much they are talking, what are the questions they're asking, how many questions they're asking in their meetings, what percentage of time your sales guys are speaking versus your customers. And coaching is one of the key elements of kind of our product as well, which can be either fully automated, end-to-end AI coaching, or it could be also a hybrid approach wherein managers can give their inputs to our AI system to Meet Record AI, and kind of we follow on from there to kind of score every meeting, and then give you exactly why the AI gave a score of, let's say, 5 out of 4 out of 5, or whatever the score may be. And this could be a hybrid approach where managers still have option to give a score, and the AI gives its own score as well for every meeting. Now, how do we arrive at these scores is interesting because it is not just what we kind of analyze from your meetings, but it also can be something where you can bring in your own inputs as well. So, for example, let's say if you guys follow a template or let's say a process in terms of your sales calls, you can actually embed those processes into these coaching scorecards that you see here. Of course, we do take insights from the previous data, as in like if you have, let's say, 30 to 50 meetings, we would analyze that, and the AI would come up with its own scorecard as well. So this helps you kind of really focus on what your sales guys could be doing better, or what are they lacking in, and this could be customized for every sales rep. So it doesn't have to be one single scorecard. It can actually customize these scorecards based on what do you think a sales rep might need help on. So imagine a scenario where, let's say, a sales manager is managing a 10 people sales team. So essentially what happens is, let's say every sales guy does maybe, let's say, 2 meetings a day. So for a 10 people sales team, that easily 20 meetings a day and 100 meetings in a week, that probably needs a sales manager's attention. So, and it's practically humanly impossible to kind of do that on a manual process. So that's where we come in and kind of try to automate that process and make the sales manager's job easier by identifying exactly where the gaps are and what are those 5 or 10 calls where he or she needs to put their attention to. So we'll just cover exactly how the scorecard is derived or kind of created. So we'll go to the coaching aspect. So in coaching, we have something called initiatives. So initiatives is basically any scorecards. So these you can create multiple scorecards based on what your team needs help with. Now, if you want to kind of create a scorecard from scratch, you can do that, or you can just follow the templates that we have here. So you can, if you're creating a scorecard for a discovery call, let's say, we just name it discovery, and then we can assign it to different team members. Or if you want to automate this process as well, where you just want to say that, okay, any meeting which is happening for a deal at which is at a, let's say, a pricing discussion stage, or maybe a discovery stage, whatever the stage may be in your CRM. So we integrate, do a two-way integration with your CRMs like HubSpot and Salesforce to give you kind of not just, of course, being able to automate the sales coaching process, but also kind of tell you what exactly is your team lacking in terms of closing a deal. So we'll talk more about that if time permits. But yeah, so coming to the coaching thing, so you can select your scorecards right here. So again, selecting a scorecard doesn't mean that it's hard coded and you have to follow this. If you have a certain process that you guys already follow in terms of your discovery calls, you can actually kind of embed those pointers here. And these pointers is what the AI will consider when they kind of give a score to your meetings. And then once you have kind of selected or finalized your coaching points, you can actually go ahead and select a scoring mode, which could be standard, strict, or stringent. And then once you launch this, it will start getting applied to all your future calls from here on. So this would eventually give sales managers visibility in terms of what the sales reps are doing, which would look something like this. So you have a very detailed report of every meeting or call that happened, and you can see the scores that are aligned here. So these scores reflect what exactly or how exactly the sales rep did in that meeting. It will also show up some data around your interactivity scores, longest monologue, longest customer story, or even questions asked. So all of this can be filtered, of course, based on all these filters like keyword trackers, or for that matter, even teams, if you have multiple teams within your Meet Record account. Or it could be also based on specific, let's say, stages of your deals that is in progress in your CRM. So this is one way of kind of identifying what are the gaps in your kind of coaching. But how do I kind of give a individual feedback to every sales rep? So I can do that through our individual performance report, where we have all the individuals being rated based on the calls that they're doing. And if I want to kind of dive deeper into any of these reports, I can actually kind of go very detailed. For example, I can see a report for a sales rep for the last week, month, or quarter. Or I can also look at their stats, how they have been doing in different aspects of the sales process in the last month, week, or quarter. Again, this could be about talk ratio, this could be about your question rate, and so on. And if I want to see some recommendations what the AI is giving, I can actually go ahead and look at these positive as well as improvement areas in terms of what the sales rep could be doing better in their future calls. And if I have a very specific question related to this particular sales rep, I can actually ask that question to the AI right here. So it gives me it kind of gives me a lot of insights into terms of what exactly the sales rep could be needing help with. So these are some of the reports which kind of course, helps you kind of with the coaching aspect. And then you have some few other aspects in terms of, let's say, if you just want to listen to only the winning calls, the calls which were part of winning deals. So either I can create these manual folders and add videos or audio calls to that library, or I can simply automate that process. So we can create a kind of a playlist of my best or kind of calls, which maybe could be a good learning thing for my rest of the team. So we can do that right here. Or I can also automate this process by just setting a rule here. So if I just want to listen to all my winning deals, calls part of winning deals, I can just simply go to this one. So then you have top objections, which is very common, like what are the top objections coming up in our meetings, and how are my sales reps handling those objections. So I can do kind of this stuff, or I can also go to coaching inbox and look at only specific kind of calls in terms of where I am getting a feedback from the AI, and I can actually kind of give that, take that as a feedback and acknowledge that. So apart from this, another key aspect of the product is where we kind of give you insights in terms of every deal that happened. So your deal board would look something like this, where you have all the deals, and every deal would be assigned a health score. Now you can see some of the scores are very high, some are somewhere in the between, and some one of them is, let's say, very high. So if you want to go into more details, I can of course go that. But before that, I can actually look at some of the recommendations given by the AI. So what does the AI consider as a positive or a negative pattern is something what we do here. You can actually take corrective action based on how your team could kind of close these deals. So if you see here, there's a very detailed view of it, where exactly the sales, this particular deal lies in the pipeline, or also in terms of your deal health score. So these are some of the positive kind of patterns. So after first meeting, the deal health score was pretty low, but after the second meeting, the deal score kind of went pretty high because of certain positive patterns that the AI detected right here. So we would love to kind of listen to your kind of thoughts on these and connect or maybe backstage to understand probably how this can help your sales team kind of derive more value out of your deals, or also in terms of helping them with coaching and other aspects of the product. So then apart from these, all these deals and coaching scorecards would culminate into a report like this, where you have very detailed report of every aspect of your sales calls in terms of what they have been doing, in terms of what their kind of scorecards look like, or their usage look like, or even coaching scorecard reports as well.
That's amazing. Hey, Sanchin, we are at time, unfortunately. Guys in the audience, make sure you mention demo day when you go to book a meeting with Meet Record. They are offering 20% off, and they also have, they're relaunching. You guys are getting 2.0 in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing. So, guys, make sure you go and check them out. Thank you so much, Sanchin. That was
Thanks,
Meet
Gina.
Record, guys. Now it's time for our last, but certainly not least session of the day. We're going to go ahead and head over to Nintex. So we'll see you guys over there. Thank you.
Thank you.